Yo guys, welcome back to a new video. So today I want to be talking about whether Madison Clark or any of the other Fear characters can have their own spin-off. For most of this I'm going to talk about Madison Clark until I just get to the end. So know that this is mainly whether I think Madison Clark should be able to get her own spin-off. So my first point is she deserves a spin-off because she was treated really badly by the showrunners in season 4. Frank Delane, Nick, wanted to leave, and so him leaving wasn't disrespectful. The way that they killed him off was horrific. It was embarrassing, and nobody with good mind, unless there's a good reason, would kill off a character like that. But at least, he got killed off. It would have been so much better if Nick had just walked off and it was unsure whether he was alive or not. And even if we never saw him again, at least we had that hope that he was alive. And because it was Nick, chances are he would be alive. But Madison, they killed her off, and for what? There was no reason to kill Madison off. They just took the main character, who was a good character. It wasn't like a bad character, she was good, and they killed her off. So she was treated badly, and I think that because, she was treated badly, she deserves to have something that says she's a good character. She deserves to show what she had already shown in the first 3 seasons of Fear, and that's why I think that she deserves one. So the second reason, I'm going to go back and forth between yes and no reasons, and this is a no reason, and that is that she did already have her show. She was the main character of Fear the Walking Dead from seasons 1 to 3. I know some people are a bit unsure about season 2, but I think that, she was the main character of Fear the Walking Dead season 2. I can see why people think that maybe Cliff Curtis was like the main character, but even just like the simple detail of like Kim Dickens' name appearing first in the credits, and just the fact that, at least in my opinion, she definitely felt like the main character. But regardless, she was the main character of Fear for most of it, if that's what you believe. And so to have her have a spin-off, is it right for her to have a spin-off if she did already have a show already put towards her, be the main character of? Especially this being Fear, a spin-off. Would people want that? Or would they like to see a spin-off with another character? But then in opposition to that point, Rick is getting his own spin-off, and he was the main character of The Walking Dead. And then Daryl gets his own spin-off, and he was then also the main character of The Walking Dead after Rick. So it is always a point whether Madison should get a spin-off because she already had a show. But based off The Walking Dead and Daryl and Rick, it is pretty obvious that there is all of the chance that Madison can get a spin-off just for her, regardless of whether she already had something. The next point is a pretty interesting point. One that there is people that might argue yes or no, or different opinions on whether they want it to be longer or not, and that is how long has the Walking Dead universe got left. So like I said, some people will want it to go on for a while, some people won't want it to go on for a while, and some people will argue that it will or it won't. I don't want it to last too long. I wouldn't mind another anywhere between 2 to 3 to 5 years. So just say 2 to 5 years. I wouldn't want it to go on any longer than 5 years. And 5 years is a lot, which is why I say anywhere in between 2 to 5 years. And the whole point of this is that if the Walking Dead universe isn't going to, be going on for a very long time, would we have enough time to actually make a Madison Clark spin-off or not? And so that's kind of like, if it's not going to last long, we're obviously not going to get a Madison Clark spin-off. We probably won't get any other spin-offs besides what we've already been shown. But if we are going to go on for a bit longer, there is all the opportunity to create enough to keep the franchise going until it dies. And then I think that Madison Clark would be a great spin-off. And the final point is what I kind of said at the start. It could be any other character from Fear. It doesn't just have to be Madison. So even if there's a really big opposition for Madison to not have a spin-off, Alicia and Strand are, I think, all in the running to get one. Alicia, look, whether she's dead or not is a whole separate topic. I'm assuming she is alive. I think she's alive. I think even if we don't see her in season 8, it doesn't mean she's alive. It doesn't mean she isn't alive. I think that she's alive. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't want to get into the whole discussion whether she is or isn't, because I'm convinced she is. I kind of talked about it in one of my other videos about whether Madison's immune, and if Madison is immune based off some of the Fear season 8 trailers, Alicia could be too. But maybe Madison wasn't even bit. Maybe Alicia cut her arm off on time. It's whatever. But Strand, we'll say, just because we know Strand's alive, Strand is a character, a fan favourite of Fear the Walking Dead, and so to see him in his spin-off, people would love to see that. I think maybe people like Strand more than Madison. Or if not, they'll at least say that they're in the same boat where they are all high characters. They're like really, really good characters. So I really believe that at the end of the day, I think that will Fear the Walking Dead have a spin-off? Yeah, I think so. But of course, it's based off, will people want that? Or will there be enough time before they close the franchise? Like, as a reference to Scream, I hope that Scream ends because I think it's so good so far, and it's one of the most consistent franchises ever. I say one of, there are a lot, but there are not many, but it's one of them franchises that doesn't have like a necessary bad entry. And while The Walking Dead has bad episodes, bad seasons of shows, it does have a lot of good, even in Fear, mainly in the main show and Fear. But point is, there is a lot of crap, and if the franchise keeps going on, there's gonna be a lot of crap, and so I don't want the Walking Dead universe to go on for a long time, and so I don't want to see a Fear spin-off pushed out there just to keep the franchise going. But if they were willing to say, we will end it here, so we will make a plan before we end it, and then we'll quit it off, maybe Fear having a spin-off would be a very good idea, because I think that there would be a lot of fans that would be willing to see a spin-off about that. But really, we don't know at the moment. And like I said in one of my other videos, we have some spin-off ideas. They are exciting. I don't want to be pushing or saying anything, because I simply love Fear the Walking Dead, and I don't want to see it be dragged even more into the mud. And The Walking Dead does have a lot of holes, and so I don't want to see any more arise. When I mean holes, I mean just like bad moments. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time in a bit.